Welcome to Donna and Friends, and Marian, welcome to Donna and Friends set. You haven't been in this year. I haven't seen you in here this year, so I'm excited.
Oh, you mean in 215?
Right.
No, we haven't.
You know, that's one of my favorite jokes, is I haven't seen you since last year, practically, so there we go.
That's the way it is.
I know, I'm still eking it out a little bit, people, that
Yeah.
joke. But what I invited you in for today was to kind of give us the numbers from 2014, when it was Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October, and we had the big event. So before we get into the final numbers and all that, let's just kind of briefly go over about what Cushing does with Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
The main thing we do is we have these funds to be used to help people who cannot afford them.
And that's here locally, and I think
in the
that's really
Cimarron,
important.
yes, the Cimarron Valley area. Now, the doctors are here, if they need to go to a hospital facility, we have that. But we have also brought in Oklahoma Project Woman, where we're teaming up with them, and I think it's a good team. For instance, I can refer you to Dr. Piles, and he can check you, and he can do this and this and this, and you can get your mammogram, everything's okay. But if it isn't okay, I don't know where to send you. And if you're with Oklahoma Project Woman, you go through there, you qualify, they can check you out, and if you need to, they can work in getting you on Medicaid.
Wow.
So
That's a big deal.
That's a big deal.
It's huge.
It is a big deal. Because the basic mammogram and diagnostic work is $800. Okay, we can afford the $800, but we couldn't afford very many $8,000.
Yeah.
And that would be the tip of the iceberg. But they know how to get you in touch with people that know how to do that.
So you say that this is for the Cimarron Valley. What is the requirement that you meet?
Okay, if we're talking about going to Oklahoma Project Woman, where if someone called, they would call me, I would refer them to Oklahoma Project Woman.
And where is that located?
It is located in Tulsa.
Okay.
They operate on donated funds.
Okay.
With donated funds. But they check you out, and then I call them, and I'll say, how many people from our area did you treat? Up until October, they had spent $3,000 on people from the Cimarron Valley region.
Okay.
Now, their criteria is like you can't have a job, you can't have insurance, you have to be on a poverty level. Okay, so if you have a job and that job has insurance, you're not going to qualify.
Right. Well, and that makes sense, I think.
It makes sense, no matter how cruddy the insurance is.
Right. And that's a whole other story, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, if they can't qualify for Oklahoma Project Woman, they can come back and we can see if we can help them. For instance, we're helping a woman right now in the Cimarron Valley region that makes $200 a year more than poverty level. She works, she has a job, she has cruddy insurance. So we provide gas money. We give her a gas card so she can drive back and forth to Stillwater to get her radiation.
Wow.
Now that's where we can help.
Okay.
We helped another lady, and she had a job, bad insurance, basically poverty level, and we got her first 3 mammograms, diagnostic and whatever. We were able to pay for those. Now, she didn't qualify for Project Woman. Now, another thing she did though, is that lady moved to the southeastern part of the United States. Once she left us, we can't help her.
Yeah.
We can't help
And that seems logical.
Yeah, because these are our funds to be used locally. So that's where we are. We look at it and we see where they are financially, and We want to help them. Oklahoma Project Woman, our doctors are on board, our PAs are on board. They had to have a certain amount of training, and they have to have an exam,
Yeah.
and then go from there. So it's a wonderful
Since
team.
the onset of this luncheon that's held during October here in Cushing, it has really progressed.
Right.
And there's been some different little fundraisers along the way, but a new one popped up this year.
The Guns N' Roses.
The Guns N' Roses. Speak on that just a little bit.
Of course, I love the firemen and policemen.
Yes.
They're my idols.
We've done a calendar with them in the past.
Well,
That
it
was a
was-
lot of fun, and
that
we
was
used that
fun.
for a fundraiser. But now this Guns and Hoses event took
they-
center stage in a sense for them.
Right. They did a bowling contest between them. They sold T-shirts, and I believe we brought in about $1,800.
That's great.
The money was ran through the foundation so that it was a 501c3, and people received tax write-offs for it. But that was a great thing. Now, last night we had our closure meeting. We talked about we would do that again if they're
Great.
willing, which I think they will be.
Well, what is it? Now the police have got the first traveling trophy. I
Absolutely.
don't quite see the firemen just letting it go at this point. I mean, it's going to come back with a vengeance, wouldn't you say?
Yes.
I think the
The only
firemen are
thing
going to be
is-
out to get the cops. That's what I think.
The cops have some pretty good bowlers, and I think that the firemen, they bowl for fun.
Oh.
But it was so much fun to watch all of these children out. You know, it was...
Because people could also participate.
Right.
At the same time, this was a Glow Bowl event out here right at Frontier Bowl. We want to give them a thumbs
Yes,
up for
absolutely.
hosting the event. But you could also go as an individual and bowl a game.
Oh, absolutely. And that money went to
Yeah.
us.
So what a great...
It was a great event. It brought in more people. It brought in different people than had been before.
Okay.
So
And
it
that's
was
key.
good. That's key. Because that way it'll grow. You know, if you start your little ones out doing it,
That's pretty neat.
that's neat. Yeah.
Also, another big part of this month for breast cancer awareness is the baskets that are put together and donated by businesses and individuals. I mean, they just kind of come out of the woodwork.
I think that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, just kind of, woo.
Yes. Some of the people have been there since the beginning, and we were counting. I've done 11, and I believe there was 2 or 3 prior to my arrival. So some of them have donated a basket every year.
And kudos to you guys, you know
Yeah.
who you are if you're
Yeah.
watching, yeah.
And they not only donate the baskets, they come and they buy baskets.
Yeah. They
And-
donate and buy, and that's a huge part of the monies. This year, what would you say the figure was from the basket auction?
From the...
Or
now,
silent auction, yeah.
Approximately $8,500.
That's quite a bit of money to come in.
Right, that's right. And now they bring in, a lot of people like to wrap their own, but there's a lot of people who hate doing that. That would be me. I don't like wrapping. I don't like to, I'm the person who will put Christmas presents in Walmart sacks and stuff like that. But Connie Floyd loves wrapping the baskets, put them
Yay,
on.
Connie.
Yes, she does it for 2 or 3 days, put them on Facebook. And with that local media, more people said, hey,
Yeah.
I want to do this.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, I want to be a part, and I want to do that.
So this year, as in 2014, what was the total amount raised locally here?
Locally, I will say our profit was over $12,000.
Isn't that fabulous? Now, how
Yes.
does that compare to years past?
Last year, we had about 8,000.
Oh, so that's a huge jump.
A huge jump.
Wow.
We've had some special gifts from, for instance, TransCanada gave us $1,500, and Tracy Walker, who used to live here, is now back, and they said, you need to write this public service grant And we wrote that grant, we got that money. Betty Shaw came through and said, here, I want to be a part. Just a lot of people who stepped it up and said, we want to do this.
We have great community involvement. Now, we've got a couple of minutes left or less here, but I want to talk about another event coming up probably in June, and that's the golf tournament and what the purpose of that golf tournament is exactly. If you
The
could.
purpose, it was initially started to educate our EMTs, which is all we had at that time, to a paramedic level.
Right.
We have our last one enrolling right this year. They enroll at VOTEC. We pay for their books and their tuition. The bank, the fire department, they all work together, and this money will basically be used for that. Except now we have enough money in that account, we can use it for other emergency services.
Oh, great.
For instance, today we take a photo shoot with Enbridge. No, not today, tomorrow. A photo shoot with Enbridge. They gave us a gift of $7,200.
Nice.
The foundation will put money on that or with that, and we'll purchase 3 new EKG machines for the hospital.
Fabulous. Isn't
So
that's
the community,
amazing. The community
did it.
is fabulous
Yes.
in Cushing. You couldn't ask for a better one. Well, actually, we're out of time, Marian, and I hate that because there's always so much to talk to you about, but I'll have you come in again soon, and we'll talk about more. Below, we'll give you the information for the foundation and how you could donate. It's
All
tax
right.
deductible. All right.
Yeah, we're 501c3.
Absolutely. We'll be back. Don't touch your mouse.